we're doing today. So the off season is finally over, and we're heading into pre-season, and we're just doing a little tournament today. So we've got the pre-season cup, and we are doing a Swiss tournament setting, which means it's going to be best of one for the first two rounds, so just the one game to get yourself through, and then it will go into best of three after the first two rounds, and then that'll be all the group kind of stages done, and then you'll be getting into the playoffs later on today. So you need 4 wins to advance, and if you get 3 losses, you are out. So the first 9 games are going on right now. We have 19 teams total today. 18 of them will be competing in this first round. However, there is a bye for one particular team, the highest seeded one, just because of the odd number. But anyway, I haven't even introduced myself. My name is You Got Jammed. I'll be doing your casting today and hosting as well. We also have Boyo in the house with us, and he's going to be co-casting. How are you doing today, man?
I'm doing alright, how are you?
Yeah, I'm pretty good, thanks. Yeah, a little bit of an abrupt start, I guess, but we're ready to go.
Yeah.
Probably a little bit embarrassing, just still sitting here doing nothing, but never mind. We also got Mark Miss on stream, first time in today as well, and it's going well so far. On the technical side of it, maybe just a heads up next time for when we're actually going to start, so we're all just not sitting here, not saying anything. But anyway, we also got Faded here as well, who you may have heard earlier, and he's waiting in the wings just to do all the technical side of it, setting up the games for us today. But without further ado, we're going to get into this first one, which is going to be between Gedalian's Tempest from Division 1, I think it is now, with our new structure, and we've got DC Red from Division 2. So probably one of our closest matchups for the day. And Boy, why don't you go in with your predictions as we get into this first match?
Oh, it's a bit of a hard one to predict here because both teams are pretty close in skill level, I'd say. But I'm going to give it to DSE Red for the moment, see if they can bring it out again.
Oh, really? Going for the underdogs then?
Yeah.
So we have just kicked off, and starting off quite strong here. Frozen Cookie taking control. So DC looking good so far. I'm personally going to go with Tempest. I'm going to stick with the stats on this one. So I feel like Tempest will take this first game. I have played them personally in the past, so I know what they're capable of. And I also do know DC Red personally as well. And they can pull it out when they are playing on a good day. So let's see. They don't have much time to get into this one. They're going to have to start strong. Dave here picking up the ball for the Gedalians. Nice fake out. Got a bit of boost to work with. Azara's waiting in the middle. Does get the flick over. Good block there from the defender.
Jay going in for the hit, could not get a pass Frozen Cookie with the ball upfield. Going in for the pass to centre with Azra with the interception.
Yeah, it was looking good.
On the ball at the moment. Jay's up, hitting it in. Oh, Cookie with a save.
Yeah, not doing too bad. Quite end-to-end stuff now. Boost running low for Dave here. Frozen Cookie picks it up. Azara moving over. Goes it straight to his Jokes there. I'm just going to call him Stoke. I think will be easier today. And Frozen Cookie puts it up into the zone. Dropping down for Marinus here. Does get a touch. Jay's overshot it a little bit. Azara's moving up.
This one. Frozen Cookie gets it past Azara. Dave ready to pass it in mid to Jay. Jay with the hit up. No one there to get it. Dave with a shot and it goes in.
And yep, first strike for Gedalian's Tempest there. A little bit of a miscom on the back wall there. And a backflip from Marinus, that's not what you want to see. He does try the second attempt at the flip, but does not work well enough. Dave just easily slotting that into the right side of the net there.
Yeah, excellent play from Gedalians. With the Jay going for the bump and the put. I can't speak. We're going to get in an awkward position there. But now we've got Gedalians already in the counter attack again, trying to put more pressure on.
Yeah, moving through. Stoke takes it out. Zara pushing it straight back into the centre. Does get the second touch, drops it down for Jay. Frozen Cookie's there first, so Jay decides to back off. Nice attempt there. Low boost again though. Seems to be a struggle for both sides so far. Frozen Cookie down to the middle. Zara back up again. A lot of working in the midfield going on, kind of just giving the ball away, but there was a miss there from Marinus, and Jay off the post. Could have been a really good opportunity there to secure more of a lead. Jay comes over, and Zara
ready for it.
Into the net. Defensively, DC looking all over the place here. What do you think?
Yeah, they're really not making these calls out properly, going for these double commits and really not sure where they're supposed to be at the right time here. They really need to work on their comms if they want to try and work on this defense more.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, like I said, I've played against both teams multiple times, and when DC are on it, they really are, but when they do struggle defensively more than anywhere, and maybe they need to just fight some attack with more attack, basically, and try not to get pinned in at the back by the Gedalians. But Gedalians doing a good job of it so far, halfway through, 2-0 up. Zara pushing it to the middle, dropping down. Gets to get a second hit on it, unfortunately doesn't really do anything for them. Jay now coming in, reinforcing it. Marinus with another miss again, and that's just dropped down into there, and I feel like Marinus could be one of those, takes the game to warm up and then gets into it, but you don't have that today. So it's 3-0 to the Gedalians.
Very unfortunate miss from Manos there. Not able to predict the ball bounce properly and costing his team a goal.
Yes, indeed. I feel like he needs a little bit of a warm-up there, but let's not rule it out altogether. Still 2 minutes left in this game. Plenty of time, but it is going the way of the statistics right now. The Division 1 competitors outplaying the Division 2 so far. Dave tries to push it up, gets blocked off. Cookie with the interception. And again, nice 50. Azara there's coming into the center. Marinus does make that one. It's come back to him as well. Jay with a poor clearance. Moves it into the middle. Cookie has a chance here. Can't loop it round into the center. Azara with a decent clear. Dave's up there first. Misses, unfortunately. Drops back down to Jay. He's got a bit of time here. What can he do? Nice flick. Good interception from Marinus. Nice and early. That's a lot better from him. And then Azara pushing it through.
Dave hitting off the ball. Could not follow it up. Not a teammate there to finish for him. We've got Azara on the ball. I think it's half and Cookie. No, he does not. Gets it centre. Oh, and a very unlucky miss from the DSE Red. Really could have got a goal there with that bad touch from Jay.
Yes, yeah. They are looking a little bit better. That's probably one of the first attacking chances DC have actually had so far. They are doing a little bit better defensively, but it could be too little too late at this moment. And like I said, they don't have another game to fall back on. This is it. Best of one. They need to get the win here. But Gedalians are doing their very best right now to maintain their lead. Cookie pushing it out to the side. Coming up off the wall. Nice bounce for Jay there. Dave's already in the middle. The Cookie intercepts it nice and early. Azara here gets beaten out. Looking a little bit quicker from DC here. It's nice to see, but they really need to do something with it now. Marinus gets the 50. Can't reach the second time though. Comes off the backboard. Easy clear for Stoke. Dave pushes it up. Drops it down to Azara. That's pinched down, and Jay couldn't get there in time. Excellent team play from Gedalians though.
Yeah, Gedalians have done a really good job at keeping the pressure on ASEA Red. Not letting them really get any chance to get the ball out of their half. Just constant shots on target, constant passes to centre. Really not giving them any hope to get this ball towards the other team's net.
Yeah, there was another close call there. Jay getting the redirect, but good save from Marinus. And as it comes down to the last 10 seconds, it looks like Gedalians are going to take this one and get their first win of the tournament. Unfortunately, DC just didn't show up in time. They did do a lot better towards the last 2 minutes, but the first 3 were more than enough for Gedalians to secure the win.
Yeah, Gedalians done an excellent job there, keeping DC from getting anything on them. They had no saves that whole time. DC not getting any shots on target. Yeah, they had Gedalians getting 11 shots on target that game, really showing how much pressure they had compared to DC.
Yeah, and I mean, DC didn't even register a shot on the board, which is a bit of a flex on Gedalians there. So good job to them, completely shutting them out. And yeah, defensively, picking up the 4 saves. No saves obviously need to be made from Gedalians either. So really nice play from them.
It was time to see how, if Gedalians can keep this streak going and get some more wins during this, or if they're going to start finding some more challenging opponents and start being challenged a lot more in the defence. We've not seen them in defence yet, we've only seen them really in offence.
Yeah, and I feel like, they just didn't really have much to do today. It was pretty easy, a lot of textbook goals there, just a couple of mistakes at the back, and not really a chance, or, they weren't put under any pressure. I feel like DC made it a little bit too easy for them in the early stages, and it ended up costing them in the aftermath. So it's going to be interesting how teams fare well in they're used to the best of 5s, the best of 3s, and now they're going into a best of 1 situation where you need to show up as soon as that kickoff begins. And it'll be good to see how matchups progress and seeing whether the underdog can come through in the future games that we've got for you here.
Yeah, in a game like this, in the best of 1 especially, you really need to bring your A game at the very start. You can't rely on getting that warm-up game in, especially the first game of the whole tournament. Then you really need to be ready for this.
Yeah, definitely. And we're just going to take a quick intermission now while we set up for the next game. So we'll be back hopefully with the second game ready to go. If not, we're going to talk more about what's happening today. So we'll see you guys in a sec. Okay, welcome back. So we've had our intermission now, and we are ready to get on with round 2. All the best of ones have been complete, like I said earlier. So we've got the 9 matches have taken place now, and we're just waiting for the second round teams to get into the lobby and ready to go. So while we're here, let's talk more about what we're going to be seeing today. So another best of 1 is coming up for the round 2, and then after that, we are getting into the best of 3 games. We're going to have 4 for you. And then once we've done those, we'll be into the playoffs and we will be taken over by, I think it's Nico, and I'm not too sure who is the other one. I think it's Wolf, actually. So
Yes.
Wolf and Nico will be taken over. And then we'll have Faded on the stream as well. Like I said, he is doing the technical side of it now, so he's already present. So the transition should hopefully be smoother than the start of this stream was. So Boyo, what do you think we're going to be seeing in the next few rounds? We don't know who we're going to see yet in particular, but do you think it's going to be going in line with what the seeds are telling us? You know, are the higher level teams going to be dominating this tournament, or do you think we'll see some surprises?
I do definitely expect the higher level teams to dominate this tournament. Teams like Team Shizou, for example, are a very strong team. I really don't see them struggling with this. There might be some people come in and really shake it up for them, but I feel like they're going to have a very good chance in this tournament. But we might see some lower seed teams sneak through and really challenge them and step up when it matters.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, as we were speaking about earlier, like getting yourself going out when you're playing, that's the hardest bit to do. You know, once you get into that game 1, a lot of teams, I guess, towards the lower end of the brackets, they would tend to need maybe game 1, maybe even game 2 in a best of 5 scenario to get themselves established and, you know, really working together as a team. Whereas you don't have that luxury. Even in a best of 3, it's over in a flash. So I feel like some of the lower division teams are maybe going to struggle against the more experienced, higher seeded teams who will be able to come out of the gate and just start taking over the game. So yeah, it could be, you know, all to play for. I mean, we've seen in recent professional tournaments, DreamHack, for example, that, you know, teams can come through the peeps and end up winning the most recent DreamHack, causing a big upset amongst the RLCS confirmed teams. So, you know, it's not out of the realm of possibility.
We've
But
now
we
got
are,
word in as well that we are doing
yeah.
Evicted Esports v Team Shizou will be on stream.
Oh, excellent, wonderful. So we have just got into the lobby. We're waiting on our new team to come in for the round 2. And hopefully we'll get them in nice and quick and get this ball rolling. We are a tiny little bit behind, but there's nothing we can't make up for anyway. Let's hope there's not a few overtimes. And as you've just said, Evicted Esports and Team Shazoo are the ones coming in. Well, I'm going to have to ask you here about the divisions these two are in. Actually, they've completely escaped my mind. Do you know what divisions
They
these two
are
are in?
both champ division teams.
Excellent. So it looks like we're going to see some high quality gameplay. That's the 1700 plus bracket. So MMR wise, we're going to be seeing some familiar faces. If you checked out our previous streams, we can see that Evicted have just got in here, and that's Keezy, Drazo, and we also have Samurai as well. And I have casted a few of these guys, and we are going to be in for a show. So we are just waiting on Team Shazoo to come in, and the roster again, boy, you might be able to help me out. Do you know the roster for Shazoo?
They've changed the roster so many times. I think now it's
Ah,
Mads. I'm just gonna look it up.
yeah. Have a little quick look up, and yeah. As you can see here, oh, actually, no,
Actually,
just come in.
oh no,
Here
it's
we
not
go.
Mads. Oh, it is.
It's
It's
been
Rexo, Matt's great.
excellent. So all the teams are in now. We'll be almost ready to go. Let's quickly get into some predictions. Who do you think's going to take this today, boy?
I've got to give it Team Shizou this time. It's the upset last time, but Team Shizou are just a really good team. I really think they're going to take this one here.
Excellent. It's a pretty good call. I don't think I've seen much of Team Shazoo actually, but I know I've seen Evicted, so I'm going to go on what I know. Go Evicted just to make it a little bit more interesting. We haven't got any score predictions today, of course, because only one person's going to be winning this and coming out the victor. And we are finally into the game now, so we are going to get going. And as we kick off here, we've got Keezy and Matt's Gray lining up. Let's see who's going to take this one. And off we go into the center. Matt's Gray ends up winning that. Comes straight back down into Drazo though, off the Samurai pass, and good clearance from Rexo coming through here, continuing to air dribble it. Keezy puts it straight back into the middle. Matt's Gray with the interception. Samurai has some time to drop it down, pings it high into the air, off the ceiling. Mads gets it to the backboard, but no one there to follow it up. Drazo with the clear. Beats out Max Gray as well. Rexo straight back into it. Has a little bit of time. He has boost as well. Bit of a miscom in defense there. Does manage to bustle the ball across to the center. Intercepted very early though. Samurai puts it up to Max Gray. Keezy with the clear. Mads is there to pick it up. Just put it straight into the air though. Samurai with a chance. Drop down from Keezy. Almost hits connection. And Rexo off the line clear again as well. Not too much pace on that shot. So far quite end to end, but it looks like Evicted taking most of the possession so far.
Yeah, at the moment Evicted have had most of the possession, putting a lot of pressure onto Shizu's net. Shizu have been having these small counter attacks going through, and they're really trying to get one going now. They have Mads great up above, passing it down. Mads gets the shot on goal. Excellent pass from Mads Gray, passing down to Mads to get the shot in.
Yeah, and as you just said, you know, it had been all Evicted right up until that moment when Gray dribbles it across, gets it onto the backboard, and Mads drops it down for an easy tap in. Really good play from Shizu there. This guy's going for the kickoff. Rexo, another big win. Whiff on the corner there. It is an open net. Max Gray couldn't get their Drazo intercepts, but then Mads with the follow-up. Keezy off the clearance from the bar, but unfortunately Rexo meets it early and it goes into that top left.
Yeah, Mads done a very good job there with the positioning after that kickoff. He knew he wasn't going to get the ball in time, so he just waited to get the pass to Rexo, and Evicted were not ready to be intercepting that pass. They were out of position after that failed kickoff, and they were really all over the place there. They really had to get in a better position to be able to save that.
I agree. I mean, as soon as that kickoff whiff happened, you could tell it was going to be a lot of pressure again from Shizu. Just putting a little bit of enforcement on there, and again, big clears, early interceptions coming out from Shizu. Really nice aggressive play style. Max Gray pops it up. Samurai meets it early. Mads back on. Max Gray's on the backboard. Goes for the pinch play. Drazo intercepts quite well though. Drazo getting a couple of touches on it here. Ball hasn't really gone anywhere yet though. Does try and get the flick. Max Gray meets it. Samurai with the clear. Now that's more like it from Evicted. Drazo off the top. Can he get it to the backboard? Misses the drop down. Scramble on the line here. Mads with the clear. Has plenty of boost luckily. Rexo takes it out. He has a little bit more time. Puts it over to Mads. Nice quick shot. Drazo with a good save there. Back into Max Gray, and it's down into the bottom left. And this is just utter domination from Shizu.
Yeah, it was a great placement from Max Gray there. Getting it right into the bottom corner. Right past the opponent into the centre. But an excellent touch from Rexo, keeping it away from the Evicted boys. Max Gray ready to take that shot.
It just seems like every time Evicted try and clear it, you know, Shizu are already there in the perfect position, knowing what they're going to do. I think Evicted need to maybe be a little bit more unpredictable with their clears, or if in doubt, just get it out and launch it up the field. They seem to be trying to pass the ball out, and Shizu are on hand to intercept it quicker than they can even get the ball past their own halfway. So, yeah, I think Evicted need to sort themselves out here. Keezy's picking it up. He's going to try and do something. Max Gray with another early challenge. And it does come back out, but Rexo again, what perfect positioning from him. Nice little passing play, very unlucky, the angle was tight. Rexo jumps it back in though. Samurai with the big clear. Drazo's up now, he's got some time there and drops it into the bottom right, great placement.
An excellent turn of pressure from Evicted there. I was just about to say how Shizu has so much pressure since that first goal, but then Evicted had to turn it around in the counter attack and get the goal. Really good turn of play there from Samurai, passing it up to Drazo, getting it in the net.
Yeah, I feel like that's, you know, more of what they need. They just need to get the ball up the field, because Shizu, to maintain this pressure, are committing so many people past their own halfway. And with a big clear like that and Drazo getting onto the end of it, they create more opportunity. But Rexo, again, just smashing it into that top left corner off another short clear.
Yep, Shizu really don't want to rest. Right after that goal, they've considered to right in the counter attack or get another goal off the crossbar and in. Great shot from Rexo. Very hard for Drazo to save that there. Not expecting it to come off the crossbar like that.
Yeah, I mean, again, Samurai, they know he had to make contact with that ball, but putting it right up into the ceiling just didn't help. And Rexo, again, is just on hand, straight off the kickoff. Nice pinch up into the middle.
Yeah, Shizu seemed to really have affected games at the kickoff. That's about two goals that resulted straight from kickoff, and most of the kickoffs in general have been a good win from Shizu.
Yeah,
really needing to work on these kickoffs if they want to have a chance here.
Oh yeah, I agree. I mean, I think Shizu have won every kickoff so far. There's another Eric as well. No, not enough to follow it up though. Samurai picks it up early. Does get the flip. Unfortunately, can't do much with it. And I mean, Shazua are in a very comfortable position right now. 5-1 up, 1 minute 45 to go. So they could just play it safe and see it out, but I reckon they're going to go for more. And here's Rexo again, trying with the fake outs and ends up getting a very strange dunk there.
That was a very interesting goal coming from Jizu. We had Rexo just trying to pass it to his teammate, but we got nowhere with it. And Drazo pitting it straight back into Rexo, getting the very interesting dunk.
Yeah, it was a nice read from Rexo in the end, I guess. It's just you kind of, you were wondering what he was doing with the ball when he just kind of passed it to the opposition, but he clearly had that plan in mind. And here comes Drazo trying to sort something out, maybe try and close the gap a little bit. There is a minute and a half left. You can't rule anything out in this game, but it is looking to be going the way of Shazoo so far. Drazo tries to pop it up. Demolition, though. Keezy's trying to get there. Samurai waiting onto the wall. Patience from Keezy here. A bit too much patience, though. Rexo ends up being able to clear it. Drazo comes through. Oh, bit of a miss hit there from the Shazoo side. We haven't seen that so far. And then Samurai coming over the top. Mads with the early clear. Has a little bit of time here. Picks up the boost. Tries to launch it upfield. Partial interception from Keezy. Not as clean as he'd want that to be. There is an open air opportunity here, though. And he just drops it down into the goal. And it might not mean much, but at least they've got another on the board.
It was very bad here from Shazoo. They really overcommitted with this here. They had one at the other side of the field, and two at the exact same ball here with Maz and Rexo both going for the exact same ball, and Matt's great at the other side of the field, ruining the Brazil as well for Shazoo.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, you got to hope, I guess, that was maybe just because of their current game position and the fact they've got full control of this. But if double commits like that in defense end up happening, maybe later in the tournament they could get punished for it. But here's Rexo again, putting the ball up into the air. Drazo with a free hit. Can he get the second? Can't push it in. Drazo again, trying to get some touches. Completely run out of boost, though. And then Rexo here, slow to the ball. Samurai ends up getting there. Weird pinch clear off their own backboard from Shazoo. They do pick up a second hit, though. And with 15 seconds left, there's not much left to do. And I feel like they're just going to see the game out here. Mads coming off the wall, dropping it into the center. Did get the double tap opportunity. Unfortunately came to nothing. Again, boost issues for Evicted. Dropping in, and Matt's Gray just makes it 7 anyway. Why not? The Brazil might be not there, but why not get the 7th goal?
Yep, overall with this game, it was just Shazoo constantly taking these shots onto the net and not giving Victory Esports much time to breathe here. They really took so much control in this game, with using these kickoffs as well, especially to their advantage, to constantly have this control. As I say that, we do have a Victory winning the kickoff, and Mad's going for the goal, and he gets the ceiling shot, just to end off in style there.
I mean, that ping here from Matt's Gray, he got so much power on this, and then off the ceiling, dropping down, and with the ball at that pace, I mean, a 130 kilometers an hour that's hitting the net. Mads didn't need to do much else apart from put his car in that perfect position. What a way to finish off a game. 8-2 the final score, and Team Shazoo end up taking this in very stylish fashion. And you've got to be worried about Evicted when they get in. They're both in the same division, both in champs. So once the season starts next week, that's going to be something to think about for their league play.
Oh, definitely. Shazoo just showed pure dominance that game, with them getting a total of 14 shots on board, with compared to Evicted's 5 in total. Shazoo only having to make 2 saves as well, so really not having that much time in defense. But Evicted also only made 3 saves, but they also did concede 8 goals.
Yeah, and it's I think it's very similar to the first game we watched. Just a few defensive mistakes from Evicted here, same as DC really. Different scenarios, but still just a few poor defensive clears. Not necessarily as many whiffs, but you can even see on some of the highlights here now. All these clearances are just dropping straight into the path of Team Shazoo, and they just slotting it into mostly empty nets. So that's it for the second round now. So we're going to be waiting for the remaining teams to finish off their games, and then we'll be going into the best of 3. So that's all coming up right after this intermission. Back. So we are into round 3 of the Preseason Cup, and we're going to start off just chatting about what's gone on so far. So the fixtures for the round 3 are Team Shazoo versus Ascension Pyros, and Team Shazoo, of course, we've just watched them beat out Evicted Esports, and they are 2-0 overall. Serenity Amethyst versus Glasgow Storm are also 2-0 as well for the for Amethyst, or for both teams actually. Sorry. Stay Fresh versus DC Red, who we saw earlier for our first round today, are 1-1. And then Sakura Blues versus ILV Orange are 1-1 as well. Evicted Esports versus Clap Pink are also 1-1. And then Cadalian's Tempest, who we saw earlier as well in the first game, and NG Cobalt 1-1. ILV Esports, No Hope Sapphire 1-1. The Trisofts versus ILV Black is their elimination match. So out of them two, only one will continue to go forward in the preseason cup. Esports Legends versus X2 Esports are also in their elimination match as well. And there is a bye for We Vicious. As I said earlier, we do have an odd number for today's cup, so there is the bye from the final team. So, Boya, what do you think of these matchups so far, and what do you think about how each team have done so far?
Well, obviously, as expected, we have Team Shizu at the top, and I expect them to continue being at the top, as we've just seen from them with their dominating 8-2 win just from last game. But we also have some good elimination match coming up with Esports Legends and X2 Esports having an elimination match. See who gets eliminated from this to see who's first out of the tournament. Same for the Tri-Sauce v ILV Black. And
Yeah,
just then, we found out that we'll be streaming Serenity Amethyst v Glasgow Storm.
wonderful. So both on 2-0 currently. It's the second fixture out of the list we've got here. And yeah, it'll be an interesting matchup. I have seen Serenity Amethyst before as well. They were in the former Champs Division, which would now be Div 1, if I get that correctly, in terms of the MMR brackets. And then we've got Glasgow Storm, who I'm not too familiar with. Boya, what do you think of these two teams?
Serenity Amethyst, I've heard they're a very good team. I've not seen much of them myself, but Glasgow Storm, I know of well enough to know that they're a good enough team, but I cannot for the life of me remember who's on the team.
Well, hopefully we'll find out here soon. Get into the match lobby. But yeah, it's been a similar occurrence between us two throughout the previous games as well, that we both kind of know one team and not the other. So I guess we could continue on in terms of predictions of just backing the team we know. I know Amethyst are pretty good. I've played against them and I've also casted them as well. And like I said, with the unknown information of Glasgow Storm, I'm just going to stick with what I know for Amethyst today. So what's your prediction? Remember, it's a best of three, so we can finally do a little bit of a scoreline as well. What do you think's going to happen?
Well, since I'm from Glasgow myself, I'll have to root the Glasgow Storm.
Excellent.
Keep
So
it,
is that a
keep it
2-0
in Glasgow.
maybe?
I'll give them a 2-0, but really not sure about Amethyst at the moment. It could be a 2-1, but I'll say 2. I'll be confident.
Excellent. I'm going to be more on the fence. Amethyst do have decent skills. You obviously have talked up Glasgow Storm, so I think the last two times you've actually been right in your prediction. So I'm going to take your word for it, but I'm still going to say Amethyst is going to get this 2-1 today, let's say. So we're going to have a full best of three matchup. So we are in the lobby now, just waiting on the teams to join in. So hopefully they'll get in here soon and we can get started. And we'll have another three best of threes for you after this as well. Apologies for the sort of more prolonged intermissions that we're having. We are waiting on all the games that are currently going on in the background to be finished. So there's a little bit of communication that needs to be done between each of the departments in the ECC. So that's why it's taking just a tad longer. We do have our first team in here now. And actually, both teams have just joined. So we are going to get into this matchup momentarily. And from looks of the lineups for Amethyst, we've got Pijos, TRG, and Tim. And then for Glasgow Storm, we've got Lafriki, Percy, and Zupa Trooper. So we are just about ready for the game. We're going to start to get the kickoff going now. Tim up against Lafriki. Let's see how this first best of three round goes. Lafriki with a very strong start here. TRG coming off the wall. Super Trooper up very early to meet him. Percy's coming through. Drop down. Could he doomsay this? He gave it a go, but Pijos comes back to help out his teammate Tim there, struggling on the backboard. Tim knocks it up into the center. Percy, really quick interception from him. Tim takes it straight back though. Tries to knock it into the middle. A little bit of a whiff coming out there. Lafriki back on. Drops it into the middle here. Pijos, very clustered approach here from Serenity Amethyst. Pijos with the clear, and so far they just can't seem to get out of the... Finally, a bit more of a clear with some substance. But Percy drops it straight into the middle. Tim here with an open opportunity. Kind of whiffed it towards the top ball there. And TRG coming back into the center. We're just nearly a minute in, and boy, what do you think about this so far?
So far, it's been very dominant for Glasgow Storm up at the start, but it's Amethyst, sorry, has been really starting to turn this around. Taking the pressure on Glasgow Storm at this latter half of the minute. Right now, we've got them on the attack, and Tim almost getting the goal, Percy with a save.
Yeah, Percy just kind of falling into the path of the ball there. Nice block there from Pijos as well. I think they're into a Rule 2 or Rule 1, whatever you want to call it. But Super Trooper gets to clear out there now. Tim is out of position. Can he make it back in time? TRG knocking on. Terrible camera angle for me to see what was going on there. Never mind. So Tim trying to drop out for the clear. Ends up getting caught in this corner again. This is what we've seen so far. Struggling to get out of their own half. Shot goes on target. Double commit, but they get away with it. TRG with a decent clear to the corner. The freaky with a miss. And then a slight whiff from TRG as well. Pijos has a bit more time. Can he be composed? Puts it onto the backboard. TRG waiting to drop down. Just missing there. Scramble defense from Glasgow Storm though. And again, a bit of a role reversal. They can't seem to get out of their own half back. Super Trooper with the flick. Intercepted. Very scrappy game in this first 2 minutes. No signs really of a complete clear-cut opportunity. Just seems to be possession shifting from one team to the other. The Super Trooper here. Tim pushing it back out. Percy trying to drop it down into the middle. Pijos with a bit of a whiff attempt there. Tim ends up cleaning it up, and that's a few times we've seen that from Amethyst, having to pick up the pieces. Boy, what do you think Amethyst need to do here to maybe break through and get this first goal?
They're really going to start making more quality touches. We've seen them a few times making these touches, but have really not been that helpful for them. Hitting it off the backboard with that soft touch earlier, we've seen really giving Glasgow Storm a good chance for a goal. Luckily, they were able to clear it, but they really need to avoid these like very unnecessary and dangerous touches which aren't working out for them. They really need to play solid Rocket League and just get the ball in the net. They're going for these difficult challenges.
Yeah, it seems like that. It's quite. They're playing very reactively here. They're just kind of but unfortunately, when Glasgow do give them a bit of space, just like right now, they have finally converted on it. A few whiffs there in defence, but Tim ends up knocking it in at the back post.
Yeah, it was a very good set of passing there from Amethyst, getting it past the Glasgow players, and they were not ready to get the save. We also had TRG, sorry, going for the bump on the Glasgow Storm players, really disrupting that goalkeeping ability from getting the goal.
Yeah, it was wonderful placement of the pass as well. It's a really good tip for anyone trying to move up into the ranks, getting towards that G spot. Is if you're in that position there with a tight angle, plenty of cover in the goal, just smash it on the near post and let it bounce back out again. And as I say that, TRG ends up knocking it home, and it's 2-0 to Serenity Amethyst.
Yeah, TRG has a great pass up to Tim. Tim heading off the board, back off to TRG. Getting a great placement. Glasgow Storm once again not ready for the passing play, out of position a bit, not able to make it back to net in time.
Yeah, and Serenity Amethyst really struggling to get out of 2 minutes, and now they've suddenly kind of come into bloom a little bit more. Now they're really making their chances. But yeah, as I was saying, the advantage of that infield pass and a big whiff coming off the backboard there, and Glasgow Storm are on the board.
Yeah, Glasgow Storm get their first goal of the series with Pijos coming off the wall, getting a very bad flip there, missing the ball completely, leaving the net wide open for Percy to get the goal.
Yeah, that side flip coming through, just didn't get the double jump off the wall. It is a tough skill to do, but at this level, in terms of also the severity of this game, best of threes, every game does count. You can't have them buffered games, but Pijos knocking it back in, getting the lead back. Again, just another bit of defensive errors from Glasgow Storm.
Glasgow Storm being very careless in their post here. You see Super Trooper flying off the post, having no control over his car here. Obviously, he was trying to fly across, but just had lost complete control there, letting Pijos get the easy shot on target into the net.
Yeah, and another example of that sort of near post shooting opportunity, or pass you could say, where you're going for the shot, you draw the defender out, but it actually comes off the post into a perfect pass for the teammates. Another good example for that. Now, Pijos picks it up into the middle, does win it there, drops back round, chooses not to stick around though. TRG ends up picking it up now. Double commit in the corner here, and they do have a lot of forward. It's a 2-on-1 counter attack. A little bit too much on that though from the pass. Tim couldn't catch up. Drops it off the wall. The free kick. Really kind of poor whiff clear there, but Super Trooper makes a better use of it. TRG now coming off his own backboard, pushes it across. Tim's waiting. Does end up getting the win. Drops into the middle for Pijos, and that net is open currently. Back very quickly there. Also enables to follow it up. Can you get it into the middle? Nice pass down there, and really good read from Tim there, getting it early. goes for the Cux's bench, comes off the wall there. Lafriki should have an easy clear. A little bit more time than usual here in defense, but took a little bit too long. Pjo's coming up to the back wall. And a big clear there, that's more like it from Glasgow Storm. There's 15 seconds left, it doesn't seem like they got much hope to get these 2 goals here. TRG's going to run down the clock now with a very strange flip reset and air dribble attempt. And as they're closing out here, game 1 is going to go to Serenity Amethyst, and I would probably say well deserved. They started off slow, they really took the game into their own hands, some nice passing plays there, and that's game 1 done.
Yeah, a very well deserved win from Amethyst indeed, with them taking very good control at that mid part of the game here. The first half of this game though, it was a complete difference here, with both teams really not getting much done. It was a very stale game at the start here, with both teams kind of just not able to finish anything, but Serenity really picked it up halfway through and got the goals they needed. Glasgow Storm could not make the comeback after getting that 1 goal. It went to 3-1 to Serenity Amethyst going into game 2.
Yeah, and I feel like Glasgow Storm, they had a few opportunities, maybe half-hearted chances, but the mistakes coming through from the defense on Amethyst, they really opened the door a few times. There was a couple of times the ball was just rolling across. There was a few whiffs on the backboard as well, and they did take advantage of one, but I think they definitely had the opportunity to score more goals if they decided to press a little bit more. But you can see from Glasgow, they have a little bit more of a, maybe more of a passive-aggressive approach. They played a little bit more defense, whereas Amethyst, once they eventually got the ball out of their own half, you did see much more of an attacking threat. So all I could say to Glasgow is to maybe just press on and get them back into them corners when you can see they're not comfortable. But we're just getting into game 2 now. Serenity Amethyst, match point, only need this win to progress through this round. And as we get underway here, Glasgow really need to sort themselves out in terms of their attacking prowess and, like I said, pressing the advantage and trying to pick up an early lead. And as they say that, Zupa, good up a bit low boost. TRG ends up making the clear. He's got a player into the middle, decides to go alone, flicks it top right. Wonderful from TRG.
A great flip from TRG here, getting good control of the ball here, getting it past Percy. Right over Percy, but they're very late in the challenge there, not able to get high enough to get that ball. Right in the top corners for TRG. Great start to this game, really starting a statement here to show that they are in this to win it.
Yeah, it was a wonderful positioning from TRG too, drawing the defender in, just delaying enough that forced his challenge, leaving that net open for the shot or maybe even a potential follow-up. I think he did know his teammate was there, but he made a good choice by trusting himself, and he was very confident on that approach. But here comes the Freaky, dropping it down, comes off the post, bounce very fortuitous into the middle. Super Trooper trying to make this, no boost though, ends up putting a little bit of a soft shot onto net. Tim does get the follow-up with Freaky with an early interception. He does have more boost. Percy's coming off the wall, he's read that clear well. It's dropping down into the centre, and there it is, 1-1. Super Trooper looking a lot better from Glasgow here.
Yeah, very good from Super Trooper, getting Glasgow on the board, starting them off good. And very messy from Amethyst there in net, really not in a good position. We had them doubling up, trying to get the save here, really wasn't helpful, missing the easy save they could have got there. But Glasgow do get to go and tie up game 2.
Yeah, and as we were saying, if they press Amethyst more, I think the mistakes will end up coming. And they did just that there. Early challenge off the side ball, put it straight onto the backboard, and they just weren't in the right position to get any sort of clearance. So hopefully Glasgow now, they've unlocked that tactic and they can take advantage of it. But it's 1-1 here, coming into the 2nd minute of the game. Looking much more even this game. Super Trooper picks it up. Comes off the wall. Hasn't got much boost left. He can't make it to the second touch. The Freaky here with good interception. He has been very present in this midfield so far. And Tim with a good goal line clear. The Freaky, they're trying to be creative, just couldn't push it to that corner. Pjo's hasn't got much room here. Nice redirect as well. Dropping down to Tim. Off the bar again. Does end up getting the double tap. So nice pressure from Amethyst. 2-1.
Yeah, an excellent pass from Pjo's to TRG, and Tim just there to clean it up off the crossbar. The Freaky was not able to get the touch. And they follow up perfectly, getting them 2-1 up, 3 minutes 29 left in the clock.
And there's that full aggressive commitment as well. And this looks like a free goal. No, wonderful tactic. They're bumping the player out of the way. Really good play from Percy here. Tries to take control, maybe takes a little bit too long. Wonderful read from Tim, drops down, and the Freaky ends up getting the clear. But really good play from Percy to keep them in this. That kickoff goal would have been quite demoralising considering they need this win. Here comes TRG. pushing it out to the side. The freaky again, good positioning from him. Tries to get the second though. Doesn't make it. Tim ends up clearing. Percy dropping it down to the middle. Does get a second touch. Good early challenge from TRG there. Tim flicking it into the middle. No one there to receive it though. Boost seems to be a little bit low on both sides now. Super Trooper comes up for the clear. Percy just does enough to make this. Ends up pushing it into the corner. Super Trooper can make this here. Ends up missing the pre-flip. Freaky comes through. Ball's up in the air. Who's going to make that there first? P-Joes ends up clearing it as well. Taking some pressure off. So we're halfway through this matchup now. And TRG with the early flick there. Almost getting it in. Couldn't steer it past the post. Ends up kind of getting in the way for P-Joes. In the counter-attack, Tim there with the interception. And the freaky finally going into the bottom right corner. And that counter, you see it coming, couldn't you, Boat, for you?
No, really, it was a really hard one to predict here. PG could have hit it sorry, Freaky could have hit it anywhere in the net here, so they really just had to pick one place to defend and hope they hit it there. Freaky able to see that hitting it in the corner was his best bet here, and a great pass from Super Trooper to get them 2-2 up, 2-2 sorry, tied, with 2 minutes left in the clock. Glasgow really need to take this game here though to make this the game.
Yeah, they're really looking to step up now, and Glasgow taking advantage of that. And that has been their playstyle, and now they're responding much more positively to it. It seems to be paying off for Glasgow. Really big clear there. Tim ends up getting the touch on the ball to push it back towards the Glasgow net. TRG puts it over to the top. Double commit here. Super Trooper does bail out nice and early, gets into that net there. The freaky puts the ball on net. Very easy for Tim though, he has a bit of time here. Nice flick out. Percy with the positioning. The midfield positioning from Glasgow this game has been so much better than last game. Really pushing themselves up the field, not allowing Amethyst to get out of their own lines. TRG there with a creative touch. Percy ends up getting an easy clear for that. He has a second touch coming up too. P-Joes only can drop it down in front of his own net. TRG ends up picking up the clear though. Nice flick over to Tim. Early shot from Tim there. Not enough power on it to test the keeper. Dropping it down, TRG can't make the second touch though. Tim puts it on there, and it's off the bar and in, and Glasgow seem to be getting caught out there. Tim's good positioning off the rebound so far.
Yeah, Glasgow Storm just looked confused. He didn't want to jump for the ball for some reason of who knows what, but they really have to challenge something like that. They cannot just leave that unchallenged and wait for it to go in. They have to be going for stuff like that. But from that goal, Amethyst are now 3-2 up, 1 minute left in the clock. If they win this game, they win the series and will be 3-0 up in overall.
Yeah, and you know, the playstyles are very similar from both teams. It seems to be whoever has the attacking pressure ends up coming off. And there you go, Tim dropping it into the bottom left. Interesting air dribble from TRG there, dropping it onto the back wall.
Yeah, TRG able to get past Percy and passing it down to Tim, and Tim just ready for it. And no one in Glasgow Storm and Knight all getting pulled out by TRG's air dribble. Double commit, really, it's like making this team suffer right now. They really have to work in these comms and make sure they know who's going for what ball.
Yeah, Amethyst seem to be hitting with the 1-2. A very quick goals, putting themselves into a quite demanding lead considering there's only 40 seconds left. Percy off the wall though, tries to claw one back. P-Joes with the easy clear. TAG has a bit of time, no boost though unfortunately. Comes up to the wall, Tim. Moving into the middle, can't get the second. Big clear, lot of commitment here though. Not too sure what Tim was doing there. I feel like he messed up his way a little bit. Freaky with the chance here, top right hand corner. I mean, these top bins are getting destroyed in this game.
Yes, that's another one tapped in the top bin. Bad touch on TRG, hitting it straight to Freaky, and Freaky just ready, hitting it top corner, making it 4-3, 20 seconds left. Glasgow are really going to try and push to win this game right now.
Yeah, it's that Fennec hitbox doing work. I know it's supposed to be the Octane hitbox, but it seems to just be full boomer mode when you're using that Fennec, and really did pay off for the Freaky there. 112 going into that top right-hand corner. With 15 seconds left, I mean, it's a big interception here, and TRG playing very caution to the wind, we should say. No, not cautiously whatsoever. P-Joes with the clear now, though. Can Percy do anything with it? Getting down into that 0 seconds. Tim put it across his own net. And he got very lucky there. Sereni Amethyst, not sure what they were doing towards the end, but they do secure the 2-0 victory, and that is another win for them going through into this round. So 3-0 for Amethyst and 2-1 for Glasgow Storm.
Glasgow Storm really tried to step it up at the end, but they could not bring it back and get the win. But looking at the stats here, we can see that game alone, both teams are very even in shots, with Serenity Amethyst getting 12 shots in total, and Glasgow Storm getting 14. But Serenity Amethyst also making nine crucial saves here. Very good defense coming out from them, whereas Glasgow Storm only making 3.
Yeah, I feel like that was the issue with Glasgow is they had a few boost management or maybe the car positioning overall, they couldn't seem to get a shot that was really testing on the keepers. There were a few good saves that came out from Amethyst, but overall, a lot of them were just kind of trickling towards the net or floating up in towards the goal. And Amethyst ended up making some easy clears. But yeah, I mean, their behavior towards the end of that game was very interesting. I feel like they could have been punished on a different day, but Glasgow couldn't secure that. And now we have done into round 3 now. We still have 3 best of 3s to go. So a lot of frees going on there. And we're going to be heading into that right after this intermission. So don't go anywhere. We are back in looking into round 4. We are going to have a quick look at what's happened so far in round 3. So Serenity Amethyst just taking the win here off Glasgow. So they will be progressing through and qualified for playoffs. So they get a bye into playoffs. They don't have to do this round next. The featured game we're going to have for you in a second is Team Shizou are back again, who we saw previously. Ended up taking the win off, I think it was Evicted Esports, quite convincingly, actually, if I remember correctly. And they'll be playing against We Vicious. And that is a qualification game. So whoever wins out of them two will end up qualifying for the playoffs as well. So coming into the team starting at 2-1, we're going to be having a buy for Zakira Blues for this one. So they will not be playing. NG Cobalt versus Ascension Pyros will be going on. Glasgow Storm, who we just saw, will be versus ILV Esports. Stay Fresh versus Evicted Esports as well. And then we got some more elimination games coming up. So the buy for Gedalian's Campus, so they don't have to worry either. The ILV Orange versus DC Red is going to be an elimination game. So whoever takes that best of 3 will be staying in, and whoever doesn't will be gone. ILV Esports Black versus No Hope Sapphire, also another elimination game. And finally, Esports Legends versus Clap Pink as well. So a lot of teams going to be dropping out, a lot of teams potentially moving into the playoff zone. So, Boyer, what do you think of all them results, and what do you think about this upcoming game?
It'll be interesting to see teams really play again, because after that dominating win they had earlier, to see if they can continue this pressure and kind of domination of the games up and qualify this round. We also have 3 elimination games happening. So we'll have 3 teams out and 1 team will be getting the bye, so they'll have another chance. So it's going to be interesting to see who we can have survive. We already had DC Red on stream earlier, and yeah, it's going to be a good one to see.
Yeah, I feel like the elimination bracket seems quite close, actually. All these teams, like I said, we've seen DC Red, IOB Orange, similar results so far in the tournament. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of turmoil down at the bottom there, but at the top, a potential to move in and qualify for playoffs. So we are just waiting on Team Shizou and We Vicious to come through. So, like as you said, Shizou very dominating performance so far, and I don't think they've even dropped any points yet so far. So they are both 3-0, same as We Vicious too, who we have not seen yet. So let's go into some match prediction. So, what do you think is going to come out of this one?
Once again, I'm going to have to stick with Shizou. After the domination they had and the game we've already seen them in, it's going to be hard to pick against them here. They've dominated both games they're playing. Looking back at the previous results, it was a 6-1 and a 2-0 in their games. And I'm trying to find if I can see. No, I cannot find these games, the vicious games. But I imagine they also have had pretty dominating games. But Shizou, from what I've seen so far, have been the best team here. Maybe Be Vicious will change my mind on that. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I completely agree. I've got to stick with Shizou on this one as well. I feel like just because of the way they played in that previous game against Evicted, it'd be silly to go against them for the second time so far in this tournament. So We Vicious, let's see if they can come through. Technically the underdogs in our eyes, but as we said, they have also gone 3-0 so far in the tournament. So who knows what they're going to bring to the table. We do have one of the teams in here. So that is Shizou returning here. And it's once again Matt's Gray. And we do have Rexo as well, who really shone in the best of 1 that we saw earlier today. And We Vicious have just arrived. So the roster for that starting here is Alex, and we also have C55, a little bit of a shorter name there, that's good, and J Key. So all of them pretty easy to cast on, which is nice. I've been tripping up on a few of the names recently, but we have just got into the game. Team Shazoo coming into here now. Ended up a few people joining onto the wrong side, but we do have everyone where they're supposed to be. Matt Gray versus Jake Key to finish, or to start us off, I should say, not finish us off. And Matt Gray with the win here, so we're not seeing the same kickoff dominance already from. Who's playing again? Team Shazoo, yeah, Team Shazoo. Sorry, a bit of a brain fog there. Anyway, Jake Key ends up losing out onto the ball. Bit of a whiff there from Alux. And Rexo coming through, open net, and again, starting off as exactly how we thought it would, I guess.
Yeah, it's a very good start from Shadoo, as we expected. I think Madden might have got the bump in the defender here. Yeah, he did. Holding back. Alex not letting him get the save. A very good play there. Getting the first goal of the game, opening it up.
Yeah, C55 couldn't do enough to get into a decent defensive position there. Ended up not really changing the flight of that pass. Here he is again, though, in the center. Alex with the knock-up. J-Key here, can he do it in? Almost for the double tap, but C55 knocks it down, and really good start from both sides.
Yeah, J-Key with a good hit off the backboard, hitting it out by Matt Screen, not jumping for it, being very hesitant to challenge here. Probably would have been a bit of a better idea here, leaving it perfectly open for C55 to get the goal.
Yeah, I feel like he was needed to be a little bit quicker there with this response, but really good follow-up from C55 there. And then a nice quick flash across the box here from Wee Vicious, looking a lot better, really testing out Shazoo's defense. JK here with a big clear. Net was open, Madsen not making it back though. Nice quick firing from C55, and that was an absolute rocket.
Yeah, a very strong shot here. Madsen kind of confused us casters here before using a red decal, but I'll allow it, you know. We do have Rexo in net though with a very off. He was really not expecting that penalty with that save and just missing the ball here. Giving C55 another goal and 2-1 up for this game for Wee Vicious.
Yeah, Mads isn't fooling anyone. I feel like he had a little bit more, well, he felt like he had more did there. A little bit of jostling on the backboard again. You can see a very physical play coming out of Shazoo, but Wee Vicious are managing to handle it. But there was a wonderful goal there from C55. He's really showing up so far. Definitely the one to watch for the rest of the series. And JK there with a big hit coming off the bar. Can C55 double it? No, he can't. Rexo comes through, pushing it over into the center. JK with an early clearance, and that was an absolute banger off the bar there. It's a shame he didn't drop down and in. Rexo comes out with the clear. C55's there again. Alex puts it back. Nice little interplay between them two. Mance does get the big clear though. Can he follow up with a second? He's low boost. Does drop it into the middle. Rexo just wasn't pushed up enough to meet it, but he does intercept it here. Puts it up into the center again. Mance, really tough angle. Done his best there to try and get it goalwards. C55. Bit of a whiff. Maybe he just left it actually for his teammate. Jakey. Coming off the wall. Matt's Gray has a little bit of time. Boost as well. Does well here in the Dominus to get a little bit more distance on that clear. Alex is coming in. Is he Doomsian? No, he's not. C55 drop down. And easy clear there actually. Didn't really come to much, but they had a great opportunity there. Rexo doesn't get a great clear. Jakey out to no one though. Nice pass. Gray Mads takes the slow play. Goes for that backboard. Maybe not the best decision there. It's some very quick defensive play so far. And we've just gone from the halfway mark here. What are you thinking of this Wee Vicious side?
Wee Vicious have really started to challenge Team Shazoo here. Right now, got the lead, making Team Shazoo scramble, trying to get another goal here, and they're really holding this game down well. They're really not giving Team Shazoo many chances to get the ball towards their net here. And right now, taking another shots on target, making it so much pressure for Team Shazoo, trying to get these saves, while also trying to get the ball to the other side of the field. Matt's Gray with the ball right now, trying to pass it up to Mads, trying to get this possession going again, but it's going to be hard.
Yeah, I mean overall it's the first experience of seeing Team Shazoo with a bit of pressure, and they have been doing okay. Here comes the drop down, very there as well. The goal was gaping there, but unfortunately it doesn't drop in. Matt's Gray tries to put it into the middle. Unfortunate there. Alex with a nice touch. Rexo with the clear. Not too far again though, they just can't seem to get out of their own half, but We Vicious are doing an amazing job both attacking and defensively as well. But Mads tries to push it through, ends up getting it towards goal, Jakey with the clear. Really nice positioning from this We Vicious side here. With 120 left, Team Jiu are definitely in this still. Bit of a double commit for that shot there. Feel like Matt's Grade's got in the way more than anything. He should have left that for Rexo. Rexo again, the ball, C55 clearing. Matt's Grade drops it up into the middle. Easy clear for Jakey. And they're on the back foot again. Not for long though, Mads puts it straight back up into the middle. Drops it down. Mads on the back wall here. He does get the bump, and that would have been a goal, but he ends up blocking his own teammate's shot, and very unfortunate there. So he did exactly what he needed to do, but he ended up overdoing it. He maybe should have just continued to boost if he did have any left. So really nice opportunity from Shizou, and just went to waste, I guess. And Matt's Gray here coming out with the clear. Net's looking kind of open, but We Vicious seem to be quite comfortable in the defensive lines. Although maybe not so much now, and it has dropped down in. Jakey running out of boost.
Oh, and the We Vicious defense just crumbled before our eyes there with Alex just giving the ball straight to Matt's Gray, and two positions in the wall here. Jakey just not able to get it, and C55 really expecting Jakey to get that touch away, just sitting waiting. It was all Jakey's fault there. He really should have been getting that touch there.
Definitely, the caster's curse coming out there. As soon as I compliment them on their defensive ability, they end up conceding very unorthodoxly, actually. I feel like Jakey there maybe didn't communicate the level of boost he had, because his teammate was back there. C55 could have probably got the clear, so maybe a little bit of communication error. But with 10 seconds left, Matt's Gray tries to work it out. C5 coming in. Wow, Rexo with a wonderful read there. I think that was going on target. And Matt's Gray tries to get the clear out. Looks like this is going to drop, and we are into overtime. Probably the first overtime we've had actually on stream so far.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one here for Team Shizou. Can they started to turn it around this latter half of the game here, getting that extra goal now, getting this to overtime, are able to turn it around during the overtime and show the dominance that they have showed us so far. We Vicious are really not going to be allowing this to be easy for them though, but they are going to try.
Yeah, I feel like We Vicious has still probably been the better team out of this in this game one in particular. Nice pass there actually, and just couldn't get enough on it from C55, but the follow-up from Alex, and as I mentioned, that Shizou just kind of fell apart in defense here.
Yeah, the double commit is and a double commit just very out of position from Matt's Gray. Matt's challenging, missing the ball. There's nobody there to be ready. We had Rexo going up already, and Matt's Gray back, and it was all over the place. Team Shizou, there was no communication, it seems, in that last defensive error.
Yeah, I feel like Shizou, the teammates thought Rexo was going to get a decent clear on that, and then after that miss, they were just scrambling back. Mads ends up getting baited out as well for that challenge. C55 makes no touch on it at all. Maybe actually, I think he did, but he ended up getting it wide of the mark. But Alex, good heads-up play from him, running in and knocking it into that empty net. So game one does go to We Vicious, which is against both of our predictions. Team Shizou, though, like you said, they clawed their way back into it in the final phases there, so hopefully they can carry a bit of that momentum into game two. But it looks of it so far, We Vicious match point, could be a bit of an upset.
Going into game two as well, Team Shizou are really going to have to turn around this pressure they've been putting on here. We're looking at Team Shizou only getting 6 shots they got compared to We Vicious 12. We Vicious doubled them in shots, so Team Shizou really are needing to turn this around here. Just getting these shots on target and eventually breaking through the We Vicious defense like they have done.
Yeah, I feel like in the previous game we watched them, Evicted really let Shizou play, and they weren't really pressuring them as much, whereas We Vicious are really bringing the game to them, and in defense they are catching them off guard. So that is something Shizou do need to work on, definitely. And as we line up here, going into game two, we've got the face-off coming through. I'm not sure why we got a bit of delay. Here we go. Jakey versus Matt's Gray. Let's see who's going to come off on this one. Shizou's kickoff strat's usually pretty good, and we see that there again, but could be a little bit more tactic there. C55 coming off the ceiling. Jakey with the miss. Rexo gets baited though. And Rexo with a really good recovery there to get the clear. Gets a second touch in midair as well. Nice little dunk. Alex pops it up to nobody. Matt's Gray comes through. Alex does get the interception though. Very scrappy start in this first 20 seconds. C55 has a little bit of time now. Very methodical off the ball there. Can't make it back to the ball though. Alex pops it up into the center. Rexo's going to win here. Gets the opportunity. Matt's Gray not in the best position. Ends up bailing out. Ball ends up going through in towards the half of Team Shizou. Good clear from Matt's Gray. Probably not the most comfortable one he's done so far in this series. Alex. Rexo beating it to him quite a distance. C55 ends up getting the block. Mads, nice 50. End up winning here from Wee Vicious. This pressure's coming through again. Rexo here, no boost, and you can see the problems continue in defense for Shizou. Good clear there from Matt's Gray though, really stopping it out. Allows his team to get a bit of boost going. Rexo ends up trying to put it in middle. C55 with a nice read. And Jakey puts back into the middle. Rexo there with a nice preemptive quick. Matt's Gray is up, and that was a wonderful save from C5. I don't know how he read he was going to drop that down, but Boyer, what do you think of this first minute and a half?
First minute and a half, a stark difference to the other game right now. Right now has Team Shizou just putting so much pressure on, and right as I say that, JK gets a long shot from right across the field. Team Shizou just not able to get the save here, out of position here from Rexo, coming back and off the crossbar. Matt's Green not able to make it in time. JK drops it down, making it 1-0 to Wee Vicious in 3 minutes 25 left on the clock.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was a maybe a boost issue for Matt's Gray, or maybe he thought it was going to come off the bar or backboard, but he could have maybe had a chance of getting to that. But Jakey with a really big clear coming out, hitting that bar side down and in. And there's been a couple of times where, you know, Shizou have kind of put it off the wall into the box, and it's kind of been an easy clear for Wee Vicious, and they got punished for that one in the end. But Jakey putting the pressure back on. Rexo wins the 50. C55's looking to recover. Doesn't seem to have much boost. Rexo dropping it in. Matt's Gray's got 100 in here. Mads ends up going up for it. Doesn't get the second. Matt's Gray dropping down. Another save from C55. He's been on fire in this series so far. The ball just can't get past him. But Matt's Gray comes through. Alex with a really quick block there, and ends up turning it into a goal. What is going on, boyo?
Mads there. He pushed up way too far here. Matt's Gray hitting into Alex, and Mads not able to make it back in time. But so far, C55 has been the hero of Wee Vicious. Just really exerting everything he can to give these guys the win. He may not score a goal yet, but he has 2 assists and 3 saves so far. Just making all these chances available for Wee Vicious to get another goal. And right as I say that, he gets another shot and goal right with the saves.
Yeah, Rexo end up giving him a taste of his own medicine with that gold line clear. C55 really on it so far in defense, and also in being that playmaker there. But yeah, I mean, the frustration must be setting in for Shizou, getting so close in that previous game, and in this one they have had more shots that they're equaling both 3 and 3 on each side, all from Matt's Gray though, and he's just had so many cleared off the line. Another close one there, ends up getting the follow-up though, and as I say that, Matt's Gray redeems himself.
Yeah, Matt's Gray perfectly in position for this pass down from JK. A very bad clear from JK. C55 not able to get that one in time. Maybe not enough to double jump, or just not expecting the shot. Not able to tell you here, but JK really needs to try and get a better clear in that situation. Maybe hit it out straight towards a teammate, but not right there when he hit it. Yeah,
I completely agree with you. He had plenty of time there, ended up straight into the path of Matt's Gray. He probably could have taken that down and slow played it, but in the moment he went for the big clear, ended up going too well. Matt's Gray here again. Jakey ends up getting in the way of that one, and the role reversal setting in now. It seems like Shizou have got a lot of possession, a lot of good pressure, and Wee Vicious are struggling in that defensive line, but they do still have the lead. 1 minute 45 on the clock, 2-1 up for Wee Vicious. This is their match point. Can they end up making this through? C55 with another good clear. Tries to catch up to it. Mads coming into the middle. He's got some time here. Does he double it? He drops down. Rexo couldn't get there in time. Jakey with a nice off that back wall there. It's not always the easiest ones to do when they're dropping down like that. But Mads comes through again. Alex with an early clear, ends up putting it back into the half of Shizou. Alex jumps up, Matt's Gray with an early clear. Drops it down. Rexo had to be quick there. Matt's Gray with a very awful clear there, dropping it down. And that's going to be punished. No, it's not. Off the line again, and can it get pushed in? No, it can't. Mads with the clear, and a big let-off for Shizou. That C55 unfortunately hitting the bar.
Yeah, so far, Wee Vicious now have turned this around after that last goal. Really putting all the pressure on Shizou. But Shizou really going to turn this around here. We have Mads taking the shot on goal. Oh, off the crossbar.
Yeah, wonderful save from C55 again, pinching it into that crossbar. I mean, he's only on 3 saves registered, but Jakey's come through there. Drops it down into Matt's Gray. Unfortunately, C55 is there for the clear. And 30 seconds left. Shizou really need to do something here. The match point, there's no going back after this. So they're going to have to start committing men forward. But as they say, that C5-5 with a little pop over and completely baited out Rexo there.
Great touch from C55. Alex with the dunk as well, getting the ball perfect from C55. A great touch there, not expected by Matt's Gray to get the save. And it really looks like we Vicious are going to take the win, the upset win, I will say, from seeming from most people over Team Shizou to qualify for the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, C5-5 with a big mind game on Rexo. They end up getting that poor clearance from the fake challenge. And then, yeah, he suddenly drops down kind of like a little wave dash bot. But Matt's Gray did not expect it, went straight over his head. And with 3-1 on the clock on the board and 5 seconds on the clock, this looks like it's going to go WeVicious' way. So big upset. Team Shizou end up dropping, getting their first loss of the tournament so far. And props to WeVicious, they really secured that win in the second game. And game 1-2, bit closer, but still WeVicious coming out on top. And they are qualified for the playoffs.
Yeah, WeVicious really did what they had to do there. This time we did have Team Shizou turn it around, getting 9 shots compared to WeVicious' 7. Not as big of a difference as last time, but still a difference nonetheless. But WeVicious in the saves department really done what they had to do. They got a total of 7 saves that game compared to Team Shizou's 3. With C55 really showing what he can do, getting those 2 assists for his teammates, getting the goal. He participated in every goal that game. Really stepped it up to show Team Shizou that he's here to play and he's here to win.
Yeah, and as you said in the post game for game 1, Shizou needed to step it up shooting wise, and they certainly did. It was the defense and the clearances from WeVicious that ended up causing the difference in this game. I think both sides actually played pretty good. It was very evenly matched, you could say, but it was just them goal line clears and the defensive saves that really separated the two sides. So that is WeVicious officially qualified. Team Shizou are 3-1, so they will be moving into the round 5 to see whether they can get themselves qualified as well. But a wonderful best of 3 there. And if we had to have a player of the series, it's got to be C55 for sure. And hopefully in future games, we're going to be seeing him a little bit more, and WeVicious in general as well, into the playoff rounds that are coming up in probably around about 45 minutes time. So we're going to take a little intermission now while we get set up for the next round. So don't go anywhere. We're going to be back in a bit. Okay, welcome back to the ECC. We are moving into round 5 now, continuing with the best of 3s. So let's go over what happened in round 4. So of course we saw WeVicious getting the victory over Team Shizou, a little bit of an upset from what we've seen so far. So they have qualified for playoffs. So in this top bracket here, there is a bye for ILV Esports, which I'm assuming means that they might be into playoffs unless there's one more round after this. So I'll have to get back to you on that one. But the featured match of today is going to be Sakura Blues versus NG Cobalt, and we are just getting into the lobby now to set that all up. Team Shizou are going to be playing Stay Fresh as well, and these are both qualification games. So whoever wins these best of 3s will end up qualifying for the playoffs. Into the elimination bracket, there's a bye for Evicted Esports, so we'll see them in the next round. And DC Red versus Ascension Pyrus is also going to happen. And we've got the ILV Esports Black versus Gadalian's Tempest, and we have Glasgow Storm versus Clap Pink. So whoever wins out of that best of 3 will continue on to the next round and have one more chance to see if they can make it into playoffs. So in terms of the 2 teams we're going to be featuring today, Sakura versus NG Cobalt. Boyo, what do you think of these 2 sides?
Well, I do know one of the players in Sakura Blue is Ali, or Alice, I think it is, I can't remember. But so I know that they're a very good team, and I'll go for them for this one.
Excellent.
I'll go for them to take the win. Yeah.
Yeah, good choice. I think I'll probably go with Sakura Blues as well. I'm sure I have play. I'm sure once the teams do get into lobby, I will recognize a few names. So I'm going to go with Sakura Blues as well. We do have Ali has just joined, and here comes Aqua and Phoenix as well. Yeah, so I've definitely seen these guys, maybe even cast on them as well. So I'm going to stick with what I know again, as the theme has been running throughout so far. And we have also got NG Cobalt in here as well. So the lineup for them is we've got, let me see, Deddy we have, and we have Rocco, and the final player is, I actually can't see, they don't have their clan tag, and it makes it a little bit harder. Oh, and Super as well, who is the only one with a tag. So a good job for Super to point that. So we are just about ready to get in. The players are going to join into each team, and we're going to get game one underway. So we're both back in Sakura Blues, thinking they're going to look good for this best of 3 matchup. So here comes the starting kickoff. Phoenix versus Rocco goes in. Rocco comes off the better. Aqua looking for the clear. Deddy with a quick interception. Super dropping it down into the middle. Phoenix tries to take it under control. Maybe took a little bit too long. Let's put this into the box. He does have Rocco waiting, but good clear out from Ali there. Nice to see the play progressing and managing to reach the ball. Phoenix turns. Gets a little hit up into the air. Probably doesn't have enough boost to follow this properly. He has. And now he has eventually got in the way of mate. He was looking to boom that on towards net. So once you got that 0 boost in midair, I mean, there's not much else you. Aqua here he is again, much more boost this time. Ali ends up getting bumped. Actually, Super managing to keep control of that. Very good from him. Deddy tries to put it onto net. Ends up pinching to the center. Rocco ends up flicking it to no one, but Super comes back in. Reads a little bit harshly, actually. Does get the drop down to the middle, though. Rocco backflips, decides otherwise to go for that ball, and Phoenix ends up getting the clear out. So just hitting the minute in, what are you thinking so far, Boyer?
So far, we're really seeing Kobo had the seemingly pressure right now, with Aqua having that one play earlier which got blocked by his teammate. But now, as I'm saying that, oh, and the save from Super on the goal line, never mind.
And that was a very close call there. Super misreading the post hit, actually. It just hit the lip of the goal, ended up rolling up over his car, but he got lucky to end up clearing that off. So a bit of alarm bells ringing there for NG Cobalt. And Phoenix there completely whiffs an open air, but Aqua does drop it down in. So Sakura Blues finally getting a bit of possession to get themselves ahead.
Yes, the great pass coming in from Phoenix. Aqua in perfect position for that. Nobody from Cobalt in the net there, just able to get that save. And Sakura Blues take the lead.
Yeah, I think there was a demo play in the corner there that caused the net to be open, but seemingly Phoenix had a pretty much open opportunity there, and he ended up hitting the backboard, so who knows if it was a pass. But Super comes out here, can't squeeze it around the post. And then Aqua looking down, Ali ends up pushing it into the middle. Deddy pushes it into the middle this time. Rocco ends up meeting it there. Can Super get onto the end of very scrappy play in the middle here? Ali ends up getting a secure clear. Aqua there with the pre-flip. I don't think NG Cobalt knew he was there. They ended up getting let off. And here comes Aqua again. Super with a wonderful pre-jump save on that one. Excellent play from them. Aqua dropping down. Ali with the interception. Deddy coming for a bit of a missed touch though, but Rocco had some time to pick up the pieces for him. Phoenix taking it across his own net. Drops it down. Aqua was kind of getting in the way of his own team there. Aqua ends up taking it out now. A couple of air dribbles coming out for these clears, but they're not really amounting to anything. Maybe the passing play would be a better tactic for this Sakura Blue side. Super. Drops it down in front of his own net. Again, Rocco picking up the pieces. So he seems to be playing this kind of sweeper role here. Deddy takes a touch, slow plays it. Aqua ends up recovering actually, but little to no boost for the Sakura Blue side here. Super. Big clear up. Deddy just chose not to go for it. No, he has bailed out of that. Ends up reading it off the wall. Can he put it into the middle for someone? Rocco pushed up a little bit too far there. So we're getting into the last 2 minutes, and it's looking a bit better from Cobalt, but what do they need to do to get him back in this game?
Cobalt are really needing to start trying to get the ball into the Sakura Blues half and get these shots on target. At the moment, they've only got 1 shot on target compared to the Sakura Blues have had 8 after this first 3 minutes of the game. So they really need to start putting this pressure on Sakura Blues and just wait for them to get the missed touch in net or sneak it past them. Sakura Blues did a good job at stopping them from doing that though, but it is definitely possible for Cobalt to do so.
Yeah, I feel like they're right on the precipice of getting a goal in this series, and Ali here trying to push the ball out. 70 boost. Ends up using most of it, but he does bring it up the field slightly. Fakes out Debbie. Rocco there with the challenge again. He has been pretty solid at the back for NG Cobalt so far. Phoenix, slow playing it out. Air dribbling it across again seems to be a recurring theme for these Sakura Blue sides, but I wouldn't say it's been that beneficial so far. Maybe they'll be better off with some boomer clears or passing plays. Super there trying to get on the end of it, ends up popping it up to the backboard with a double commit clear, but Sakura didn't get punished for it. Super again with a nice redirect on there, just not enough power to test the keeper though. And Rocco's moving into the middle. You can really see Cobalt have turned up their pressure here in the last 30 seconds to go. And it comes up, Super ends up winning it, dropping down Phoenix with an easy clear. And now with that 30-second remaining on the clock, they really need to sort something out here. Aqua, good early clear from him. Super, taking his time down the wall. Only got 4 boosts available. Rocco there with the clear. Misplay actually. Ali ends up trying to get a hold of it, doesn't really do much. Aqua's coming through. Can he push it into the center? Doesn't make it over the top of Rocco. And this could be the final chances here for Cobalt to get something back. Nice pass there. Phoenix is going to try and keep the pressure on. Just going for the time waste now, actually. That's where their air dribbles are going to come in handy. And it drops down for 1-0 Sakura.
Yes, it was a very good play by Sakura. They're trying to keep the ball off of Cobalt as much as they could. Cobalt almost getting that comeback, doing well there at the end. Getting the 6 shots on target, bringing it up from the 1 in that last 2 minutes there. But Sakura Blue's defense just held too strong, getting 5 saves that game. Same as Cobalt, but Sakura Blues just battering more for them. We're now about to go into game 2. Sakura Blues 1-0 up in the series, so 1 more win to qualify for the playoffs.
Yeah, and they are very close. That was quite a close game, actually. You know, Cobalt did start to come out of their shell a bit towards the end there, picking up 6 shots, 5 saves actually from them too. Very similar on both sides. So it was a few more 8 shots for Sakura, but also with the 5 saves as well. So it does seem to be it's all to play for in the second game, and I wouldn't rule Cobalt out at all. I feel like a lot more could have got done in that game. So as we're counting down here, going into game 2. We're just looking to see whether Sakura can either uh, follow out this series or whether Cobalt can come back in time. And I do have a feeling Cobalt will maybe show up a little bit more in this next one. So we've just jumped into the game. About to get started with the kickoff here. Taboy, what do you think Cobalt need to do to maybe try and get themselves back in this series?
Cool, I think Cobalt need to go for more aggressive type plays. We've seen the only goal that Sakura Blues got, but actually from a demo play, leaving the net wide open. I feel like Cobalt needs to play their hand and trying to get some of these demo and bumps, be a bit more aggressive on Sakura Blues, take these risks, because we've seen that they have a very capable defense right now. So they really need to start disrupting that if they want to get the goals.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the positivity coming out of the last of that game where Cobalt really started to play more aggressive. You could see it was testing the Sakura Blues a lot more. There's a lovely save there from Deddy, actually. Ali meeting it at the back post. But Super has won this. It is off the backboard, though. No one there to clean it up, unfortunately. And Super had probably the best of the chances in the last game and just couldn't secure that. So hopefully he gets his shooting boots on for this one. And Super again pushing it in. A little bit of server issue there. Hopefully that doesn't continue on. And Phoenix coming out onto the clear, going again with them air dribbles. He's been doing it quite a lot, especially in the last game as well. Super across his own net. This is getting more and more dangerous, and Deddy there to clean up. And again, it's across the net too. No one there to meet it this time. And Super ends up chasing the ball out, but looking a bit shaky defensively from Cobalt. And a good hit from Rocco there. That's much more like it. Clearing their lines. Nice pinch crossover, and just couldn't make it. Super's under pressure now. What can he do? He needs to jump up, and he's actually put it into his own net. It's very unlucky, but just misread the corner.
Yeah, Ali gets the hit past the oncoming attack here, and it just slowly rolls in, but Cobalt really not having anyone in defense. So we're trying to make it back in time. Instead, just hits it into his own net. Couldn't really do much with it there. It's a very bad play from Cobalt, leaving that defense wide open.
Yeah, there was a few signs there from Super, especially when he wasn't boosting towards to maybe get underneath the ball. You could tell he was in a bit of trouble, and then I feel like he just probably thought it was coming straight off the backboard, but was not the case at all. Ended up being a little bit of an OG, but it's 1-0 to Sakura Blues again, so familiar position for the last game. So let's see if Cobalt can come through here. Super again with another bit of a miss, maybe just trying to go too quickly there, but Ali ends up not taking advantage of the possession. Deddy with a good bump onto Phoenix. Aqua ends up intercepting very early though, nice play. No one's got any boost to do anything. Rocco's just passed it straight back to them. Probably had a bit more time there to clear. Does a lot better with that pass though. Ali dropping down. Aqua ends up getting the clear. Super with a nice interception this time. Tries to get the block. Phoenix though, nice and controlled again. Here he goes to the air dribble. Center. Unfortunately, no one there to meet it though. Rocco does his best to clear. Aqua ends up dropping away from the net actually, doing Cobalt a bit of a favour there. And Aqua again dropping it back to his own line. So not too sure what's going on there. I feel like they had a decent opportunity. And Rocco, with an unfortunate miss. That definitely could have maybe got them back in the game. He tries to redeem himself, only ends up getting the demo though. Phoenix coming up again. He's been doing this the whole time so far. Can he backboard it down? Just misses it, runs out of... But Ali's there to clear.
Yeah, it's a very good air dribble attempt here coming out from Phoenix. Almost getting the double touch there, but Ali, she's there ready to blast it in the net. Daddy getting the touch on it. Fence actually almost hitting out of the net, but Ali able to hit it hard enough to get it right past the defender.
Yeah, the placement wasn't 100%, but there was just too much power for the defender to be able to clear it in time. But Phoenix has definitely probably been the difference maker in the series so far, although maybe some of his air dribble attempts out from his own half have been maybe a little bit questionable. His attacking threat that he poses is really paying off so far for Sakura Blues. And with 2 minutes left, Cobalt really need to do something about this, or they're going to be a nice 2-0 coming in for Sakura and a qualification on top of that as well, which is what we're all playing for here. So Aqua coming up there, trying an air dribble of his own, doesn't pay off. Nice redirect from Super, but Phoenix actually pushes it away from his path. Can he clean it up though? Nice wave dash clear from Phoenix there again. Working as well in defense as he is in attack so far. Aqua doesn't read it well. Ali coming through. Nice demo from Rocco. Loads more aggression coming out, and that is an... Aqua can't make it back in time. Much better from Cobalt.
As I said, that Cobalt needs to start going to the demo plays, and that's exactly what they've done. They were just over there to get the save. Because of these demos coming out, LSU almost got the save, but was not able to get it there. That breaks it 2-1, 1 minute 27 left in the call. Cobalt really needs to get another goal here if they want to make this a 1-1 series and try and get the win.
Yes, definitely. It's looking a lot better from them actually. And Rocco here again, trying to put the pressure on. Aqua ends up just missing that there. Debbie comes through, he's dropping down, and Ali ends up getting a good clear. Aqua following up. Nice play from her, and she drops it in easy for Aqua there, and Sakura Blues looking like they're going to take this point.
Yeah, very risky from Cobalt. They're going for a double commit, and it obviously didn't work out for them here. They both tried to get this ball here, very bad communication. Aqua then she's able to finish it off perfectly and just put it in the net with no challenge whatsoever.
Excellent there, but the stalemate kickoff coming out. Can Rocco take advantage of this? Cannot. Phoenix ends up getting the clear. Super comes up to me. Aqua with a clear right across to Ali. Unfortunately, she misses that. Deddy comes through, puts it into the center for Rocco. This should be a goal, and good play from Rocco there, and also a nice delivery from Deddy.
Yeah, Deddy with the excellent pass going out to Rocco. Aqua, she actually almost comes down and gets a save, barely skimming over the ball there. Could have been a lot different if I still she got that save there.
Yeah, very close. Almost got the read there. I mean, in that situation, what you can do is try and end up hitting, some sort of block, some sort of preemptive save. Phoenix coming out there. Ali ends up getting a shot herself. Unfortunately, doesn't get it on target. Phoenix trying to meet the ball there. Super. 30 seconds left, and seems like Cobalt are looking much more positive. Maybe they can get an... Aqua comes through off the backboard. Ali's there to meet it, and it's wonderful play. Nice from them two. And it is 4-2, and it is looking more like Sakura Blues again.
Beautiful goal from Ala there, but almost a very bad play coming out from Sakura Blues. That double commit, luckily Phoenix was able to get the touch without much disruption coming out from Aqua, and Ali's ready in that position, ready to get a hit into net.
Yeah, I feel like if that didn't go in, it would have definitely been a big counter. It was a risky play, but Ali, she secured it very well. Super tries a Doomsday, unfortunately doesn't pay off. Rocco ends up, Deddy actually ends up floating it in there, so Cobalt going all out to try and get something out of this game.
Yeah, this last minute of the game was very back and forth here. Phoenix wasn't able to get it. Aqua getting the demo rather than the ball. It was just a bit of a mess there coming from Sakura Blues, letting that go in. It really should not be going into that kind of situation.
Yeah, there's a few kind of worrying chats references there to both Ali and Aqua, saying they should have got that. Oh my god, I mean, another one. As soon as we said that, Aqua not ended up jumping here. What went on here, boyo?
Aqua just hesitant there, just really scared to challenge this ball for some reason, and Super getting it past Deddy, and Deddy just putting it in the net just over Aqua. She seemed to be scared to jump to the ball for some reason.
Yeah, well, I mean, what seemed like maybe not necessarily pointless, but an ineffective flip reset ended up actually setting up, I think it was Rocco quite nicely, but Aqua just didn't cover her near post enough, and that has cost her team an easy victory here. So going into overtime in game two, and Colbot could still have a chance here, but you've got to question the defense on the last two goals there from Sakura Blues. So here comes Deddy, trying to win this overtime and get into that game three. Super gets obliterated there. Aqua, can he push? Can she push up? No, she can't. Ali ends up having another go herself. Top left. Is it going to hit it? No, it's not. Backward. Super. Moving up. He's got a bit of time here. Unfortunately, doesn't have the boost to make anything of it. Aqua here. Nice little double hit into the middle. And Ali pushes up. Gets it over the top of Rocco. Deddy is there to meet it. No preemptive jump from him there. He wasn't too sure Rocco had that. And he was right to jump himself as well. Rocco with the clear again. That's a nicer one into the middle. Can Super make it? Deddy's also there waiting. Aqua and Phoenix end up double committing for that clear. So questionable defense again from Sakura Blues. And we're just a minute into this overtime. And what do you think's going on with Sakura?
Could have just been really messy this last 2 minutes of the game here. Like, they've let in so many, and almost let another one in there, but there's so many very easy to save goals going past them right now, and it's really bad touching, double command, just zero wasting a bump back in the defense. Ineffective in the end, but still, like, it's been a big mess coming out from them. Super going with the flip, he said, no, I go get it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like just we saw a few moments ago, there was a lot of kind of goal line scramblings going on. Ali ended up getting a nice clear, but it seems like if Cobalt can take advantage of this lapse in defense, they could really take this game and make game three interesting. But here comes Aqua. She's got something to say about it. Unfortunately, doesn't go through. Ali ends up picking it up though. Aqua receives the ball again, flicks it into the middle. They do have Phoenix waiting. He doesn't want to commit though, and he's kind of in no man's land now. That is off target again though from Super, and you feel like an on target shot would have really put the pressure on, but can she drop it down? No, he can't. And it comes down. Aqua ends up getting the clear. Phoenix follows it up. And now there's a counter attack coming through from Sakura Blues. Nice flick over, and surely that's it. And Aqua ends up securing the victory. Good job from Sakura there to come back after almost potentially throwing this game too.
Yeah, an excellent touch from Phoenix, hitting it to Aqua, and Aqua with the composure, hitting it into the net. As you said, though, Sakura Blues played that very risky there at the end. That should have probably been Cobalt's game, the way Sakura Blues was playing at the end there. But good on them for getting that win in the end.
Yeah, well played from Sakura Blues. They did end up coming back. I feel like they could have made it easier for themselves, but they ended up securing the series 2-0, and they are officially qualified into the playoffs. NG Cobalt will have one more chance to see if they can get themselves into playoff mode. They looked like they were going to come back in that last minute there, especially getting into overtime as well. Maybe a little bit fortuitously, but unfortunately, it ended up going the way of Sakura Blues. So right in the predictions, and we'll be looking to going into the next round momentarily. We will have a short intermission in a sec. But as for myself, I will be all done with the casting today. Unfortunately, I cannot be here for the playoffs and also the final round before we head into playoffs. So no other than Faded will be taking over my role, which is very fortunate that we've got him here to fill in for me because I actually have to go to work, unfortunately. So I would love to be here. I'm definitely going to catch up on it later. Well, thank you for co-casting with me today. It's been a lot of fun, and hopefully I'll see you guys very soon. So
Yep.
we'll cut to the intermission now, and you will be back with Faded and Boyo, and we will have hopefully one more round. If not, we'll be going straight into playoffs, but I'm sure Faded will be able to give you more clarity on that in a second. Okay, so that's it from me. Enjoy this intermission. We'll be back shortly. Goodbye, everyone.